Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of October 9th. We're just going to jump right in here, Aquarius, and see what is going on for you. You have this Truth Be Told card in this Buy the Book card coming up in your general energies, your current general energies for the week. And, so I feel like some of you, we are in a time of truth. We have the eclipse at the end of the week as well, I will say. And, that eclipse has a lot to do with the truth kind of being revealed, but every single reading I do for you, Aquarius, is more about your truth, like what you believe to be true. And, really, that is the only truth that matters, like what your heart is telling you to do in your life. Of course, we don't want to believe in things that definitely aren't true, but, again, this isn't like the truth like we think of it, and it's crazy to me that you basically get the same message every single reading, or you get something that kind of talks about you living your truth or what you believe to be true. And so clearly, and this came up in your eclipse reading as well. And so clearly it's very important. It's something that you need to pay attention to. And you can see here that there's this owl, and it kind of is opening its chest. I'll show you in just a minute. And there's a window. So it's like, living your truth or doing what you want to do is going to be the thing that really kind of sets you free, or, brings you closer to the life that you want, or whatever the case may be. So, you can see here that this owl has this window that's open on the other side there. And so it's like you're taking your mask off, or you're showing the world the truth, or something like that. And, I also feel that you need to get away from thinking that things have to work a certain way with this Buy the Book card. The Buy the Book card is good in this deck, but intuitively, I read intuitively, and intuitively I'm kind of like getting here that this is more saying that you need to be careful of like thinking that things have to go a certain way. Like if you set out to accomplish a goal, you might think like, oh, it has to, go according to this plan. And I feel that this reading is kind of saying be flexible in how you accomplish the things that you're trying to accomplish. You have the Nine of Wands, the Eight of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles. The Nine of Wands is a card of kind of like experimentation. It is my card that says do not give up. It's the Wounded Warrior. But it's kind of like a card of trying multiple ways to do something. So again, if you're setting off to accomplish a goal, then, I feel that this is saying like, don't be afraid to try many different ways of accomplishing that goal. You have the Eight of Wands, and again, I think things are going to be happening quickly. It's pretty weird. I've noticed this week, even though, I had COVID, obviously, and I took a few days off because I couldn't talk, and I still can kind of not, I feel much, much better, by the way. It's just, my voice is totally shot, but, and I shouldn't say that because I can talk no problem, but for some reason, it just hasn't come back fully. And anyway, what I would say here is that I even, the first set of readings I did for this week, there was something about things moving forward very, very quickly. So, there is like an element of speed with what you are doing in life, and like things are picking up. You have the the Three of Pentacles here. Three of Pentacles says teamwork makes the dream work. I do feel like there's like a person or a situation that wants to come in and help you. You have the Hierophant and the High Priestess. These two can be divine counterparts, and so it could be like a person in love who wants to help guide you, but it could also just be like a mentor or a teacher or someone you look up to that is trying to help you accomplish something, great this week. So, don't be afraid to allow people to help you at this time. But let's see where this is going. I can't even get a card. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Magician. Magician says use all your talents, gifts, skills, and abilities at your disposal. Make sure to use all your tools here. With the Nine of Wands, again, with that Buy the Book card, I was getting like a little bit of fixed thinking, or just thinking that things can only work out in your life one way. Especially for those of you that are clearly working towards a goal. I mean, this right here is working towards something, right? Page of Wands, very enthusiastic about a new adventure that he's going on. Nine of Pentacles is maybe the result. Pre-Empress energy, it's a card of she is a card of gratitude and luxuries as well. So I feel like that Magician is saying like be open to all the ways that you could accomplish something. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is a card of regrets. And what I would say here is that I don't know. This is what everybody's getting. Really, this is the eclipse. Is that the the eclipse is about kind of needing to let go of one thing so that we can have something great. And the Five of Cups is very similar. He's crying over the spilt, 3 cups in front of him normally, but there's 2 cups behind him. But there's also a bridge and a castle. So again, he needs to release something that he no longer enjoys so that he can have something better. But maybe he also doesn't think it's better because it's just 2 cups, but he doesn't realize that it's 2 cups plus a bridge and a castle as well. So again, I would say, like, don't be afraid to let go of something that isn't, providing for you. And, especially if it's like a relationship. I think we're all super bad about doing this in relationships. We get into a relationship with a person who just isn't, providing or giving or doing something, right? And we stay in the relationship because we want to be in a relationship, even though they're not, living up to their end of the bargain maybe. And that's kind of like what I'm getting here is it's like saying, don't stay stuck. Because look, with the 3 of Pentacles, you have the 3 of Cups. 2 cards of working together. These are both cards of teamwork, working together with people. And again, if this is love, this could be you developing like a connection where the 2 of you actually work together, where, where there are actually 2 sides. It's not like just one thing, right? Next, we're going to be looking at the unexpected. You have this peacock card. It says, let it shine. You have this dog spirit. It says, be loyal to what you love. The last 2 cards here, this one right here and the Queen of Cups kind of represent following your heart. We are in a time, I believe, of following your heart. So anything you can do to, kind of listen to that inner voice that's guiding you towards, whatever it's guiding you towards in your life, building something new, working towards a goal. I would be loyal to whatever that thing is because it's going to lead to a lot more success. You have the Death card, the Page of Wands, and the Devil. The Death card, of course, is a transformation. There's definitely something that you need to transform past, but maybe you're having a hard time letting it go. It is interesting that you have this willing release card. You have the 5 of Swords here to the High Priestess. It's almost like some of you are working towards something where you're not sure like what the outcome is going to be. I almost feel that you are too worried about the outcome and instead of I don't even think you should be worried about the outcome. I think you should be more excited about the journey. This is a need to change your perspective here is what this is, which makes a lot of sense, again, with the astrology. Is like, instead of looking at something as like, oh, I want to start this journey to go get this reward, right? I would look at it as like, oh, I'm just going to go enjoy the journey with the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is more about like, detaching from outcomes. Same thing in love. It's like if you meet a person and with every person you date, you have to know that you're going to marry the person. You're never going to get married, right? Because you're kind of like too attached to an outcome. If you could just kind of, go on a date with a person, just say, you know what? I'm just going to have fun and I'm going to stay in this situation until it's not fun any longer, right? Maybe that's not the right way to look at it, but, I would just look at it more with like non-attachment. There's something here. I am getting something here with this willing release card about needing to practice more like non-attachment, saying like, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy this for what it is right now, right in this very second, being more present, right? I think would be a really good idea with the Page of Wands and just lead to more success. Not just right now, but also after the eclipse. You have the Devil. I do feel some of you have dealt with a separation. I don't think it's unexpected. I think that it's something that you totally expected. I feel it's already happened if you've gone through a breakup. I think that this is saying like it would be, to kind of like stay to yourself. I would be careful of allowing, a past person to come back here. It is weird. A couple people have had messages like this. And again, eclipses, they kind of can bring people back from the past, kind of, not really, but kind of. And so, just something to think about. With the Death card, you have the Knight of Pentacles. What are you waiting for? Aquarius, every single reading that I do for you, it's like, what are you waiting for? There's something that you want. I feel like you just have to go and get it. You just have to go and do it and make it happen, right? Even if you have to break it down to its smallest parts, I would get started on whatever your goal is. With the Page of Wands, you have the Lovers. I knew this was, I was getting something about love here, right? And so, I feel this could be a love connection for some of you. I think it's a new person. I think if you need things, it's 12-12 as I say this. I feel if you need things to go a certain way, then you're going to have a hard time. I think if you could just say, right now, this is what it is, this very second, and I'm going to enjoy this second, then you're going to create something very amazing in front of you. But if you get too far ahead, I feel like you're going to create some sort of weird thing. So I'd be careful. With the Devil, you have the 2 of Cups. Yeah, definitely new love coming in. Could be a Capricorn, by the way. So this could just be saying that it's a Capricorn person that's coming in for you. It could be a Taurus as well, or like an earth sign coming in. You have earth, water, fire. You have basically everything. So, it could be any sign, but I feel it's like a perfect match that could be coming in for you. Next, in the area of like what is coming towards you, again, probably your most important card here. I'm going to say this is your most important card here, is this willing release card. There's something here about practicing like non-attachment this week. For whatever reason, it's like the more unattached you are, the more successful everything is going to be. It's like weird how that works, right? It's like the more you don't try to control things, the more things tend to work, right? And I feel if you could practice that, you're going to have like a great week. It's really, really simple. I think the more you try to control things and force things to happen, the worse it's going to be. So, don't be afraid to let go of things and just release things. There's a butterfly at the top of the card there. And then you have these this close encounters card, and you have these butterflies on this close encounters card. So again, I feel you could be going through some sort of transformation. It's interesting, this close encounters card, there's like a butterfly outside the cage and one inside the cage. But if the one inside the cage would just like fold up its wings, it could slip right through those bars on that cage and set itself free. So I feel like you need to set yourself free to something. I'm hearing like established order, but also truth. There's this right here kind of looks very similar. It's like that, yeah, that's a window, but it kind of looks like there's bars right there on the side, if you can see that, on the window. So it's almost like your truth is going to be the thing that gets you out of that cage, living your truth or doing what you want to do, right? Very, very important. You have the Hierophant here. I feel like this is a teacher. I'm hearing example as well. It's funny, I heard established order as well earlier, but I don't know. There could be a person you look up to is kind of how I'm seeing this Hierophant card in my head. So if you have like a mentor, you might not even like know this person on a personal level. It might be a person you watch or, on social media or something like that. I feel like you could be seeing someone do something and it could be like motivating you. I'm also getting like the truth popping into my head here as well. The Hierophant is a truth because he is the bridge between the heavens and the earth. And, but it's kind of weird, like the truth that I'm getting here. It's like, I'm going to try to explain this as best as I possibly can. It's almost like, I almost feel like people in your life maybe have criticized you for believing in a person. You know what I mean? Like, maybe this is a mentor that you look up to, and maybe people in your life are always like, oh, that person is, a scammer or something like that. I don't know. That's kind of like how it's popping to my head. But now I feel like you're seeing that they're not, so it's like teaching you. I feel like you're being taught to, listen to your own inner voice, but also, again, I feel like you're being shown that like a mentor that you look up to is legitimate or something, or it's kind of like one of those moments where I feel like you're seeing someone back up what they say, So it's like maybe you're actually seeing someone being a living example. And, so if you have one of those moments, it could be a person it could be someone you watch on YouTube, it could be someone on TV, could be a book that you read, whatever. It's like if you have one of those moments, I would like pay attention to that. I don't know why that's so important. It's popping into my head as very important. If you have a moment like that, so again, I would, listen. It's like maybe you haven't been listening to this person's advice, right? Because of what other people in your life have said, but it's like now you could because you're getting the truth. You have the Five of Swords here. I definitely feel like some of you are thinking about a separation here, going this way, like this. Again, some of you could have gone through a difficult separation. And again, I also feel it was just teaching you how to follow your heart, like I already said. You have the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles, card of independence. And I kind of feel like you're learning that you don't have to do everything on your own. Again, she's independent, but she's not necessarily alone. A lot of people read her that way, but it's not true. She has 3 pentacles here, 6 over here. She might be single, but maybe she isn't. She has these 3 pentacles because she's giving those 3 pentacles away to whatever. She basically, she understands how to balance her energy. She keeps more than enough for herself, and she always has 3 to give to like new people, new places, new things. And that's what I would do here. I think it's more important that you watch your energy than it would be to totally cut everyone out of your life, right? So let's see, where is this going? With the Hierophant, you have the Empress here. Yes, definitely a lot of abundance. I feel like you're kind of grounding a truth in reality, but it's like something that other people don't believe in or something. Like I just said, it's almost like maybe people have criticized you for things, that you've thought about doing or that you do in life. Or I don't know. It's so weird. I don't have an example. It's like, I used to work at a cafe and I worked with a kid once, and, I told him, this was when I started my marketing company, and I told him what I was doing, and he said that to me. He was like, oh, that doesn't work, it's a scam. What I was doing was not even close to being a scam, number one. But number two, I showed him, because he basically still was working at the cafe when I had a very successful company. So, it's like one of those things where it's like people will say that about everything, right? And I kind of get that here, that, it's like there's something very abundant that could happen in your life or could be part of your life, but it's almost like you have to not listen to the noise. I feel like you have to drown out the noise. With the Five of Swords, you have the King of Pentacles. So Taurus energy here, like 3 times. So you could be attracting a Taurus. This could also just be you creating a lot more abundance in your life, a lot more financial stability. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Temperance card. I was talking about a perspective shift just a second ago. Temperance is not really a perspective shift, but kind of. It's a card of alchemy. He's turning one thing into another. He can turn a negative into a positive. He can turn a positive into a negative. It doesn't matter. But so it's kind of like a perspective change because he's able to turn one thing into another. And, I really feel some of you could be going through like a very deep reinvention. I am getting that here in your reading. And you have the Magician. The Magician is personally my card of reinvention. Normally in a traditional magician, he's got that snake wrapped around his waist. It's the Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail. And so, I feel for a lot of you, this is like a deep change of you. It's like you are living your truth now or something. And now is the time. Look at this. You have this divine timing card. It says your angels are working behind the scenes. Things will come together at exactly the right time. I think now is the time is what this is saying. It's like now is the time for your grand reveal or something like that in your life, like who you truly are. You have this, don't forget to fulfill your needs while helping others. Yes, take care of yourself. Don't work when you're sick and stuff like that, like I do, right? And so, that's what I'll say. Although I don't think that's true. People always say to me, take a break and all this other stuff. But, as I always say, what people don't understand is I'm channeling from source. Even when I'm sick, when I do this, I feel better when I'm done because I'm collecting source energy, right? So I feel it is better for me to work when I'm sick than it is to not. And the only reason I didn't work when I had COVID, 2-3 days ago, is because I literally could not talk. So, again, I would have, with my fever and everything, I would have been sitting here in a wife beater. I'm sweating right now. But I would have been sitting here, fever and all, doing readings because I know I would have felt better after. Trust me, it drives me crazy to take a break. And people always say, oh, you need a break and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, but it's not actually a break to me. It doesn't help me. It makes me feel worse anyway. So, rant over. There you go. Again, I feel like this is saying time is now. And, make sure to take care of yourself and make sure to take care of your own needs. Nine of Pentacles, keep enough energy for yourself, right? You have the Queen of Cups, the Eight of Cups, and the Hierophant. The Queen of Cups is a card of following your heart. Everybody needs to do this right now. So, whatever your heart is telling you to do is what you need to do. Most people are like, what does that even mean? And it's well, you probably know what it means. But you probably just aren't doing it because you're judging yourself too much. I find 2 things. I'm running my Debt Makers course where I'm helping people find their purpose. And it's funny because a couple of people have been I don't know what my purpose is. But they actually do know what their purpose is. They're just judging themselves, right? Because if you tell someone oh, your purpose is to become a professional, figure skater at 53 years old, most people are going to be oh, you're freaking crazy. But there's a lot of things that you could do, right? You could teach classes on figure skating. You could start a YouTube channel talking about figure skating. You could start a reaction channel about figure skating. So my point being is that this is about following your heart. Sometimes we want to follow our heart and there are certain limitations, but there are ways around those limitations. I just gave you a bunch of examples. Maybe you're 53, maybe you don't have legs and you'll never be a professional figure skater, but maybe you could start a YouTube channel talking about it, right? You're still living your purpose. So the Queen of Cups basically says, it doesn't matter what your limitations are, do it anyway. And I'm getting that advice here. By the way, this last row is advice from your future self. And I feel like it's saying, again, regardless of your limitations, there's something you need to do. I feel like you need to walk away from everything else. I do feel there have been a lot of distractions, maybe over the past year or so. And I kind of feel pretty good about this because I do feel you are cutting out distractions. I feel like you're kind of moving away from things, getting better. And you're probably trusting your intuition more. That the High Priestess represents unlimited potential. I always say she has no roof over her head. And it kind of represents the fact that there's no limits to what she can accomplish. The only limit is her. So I feel for a lot of you, this is saying there's no limits and you just need to kind of go for it, whatever you're trying to do here. I also feel there could be a divine counterpart coming in for you. These are the Hierophant and High Priestess are like better than divine counterparts, so I really like that. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Tower here. Yeah, I think it's going to be a surprise. Your reinvention here is going to be a surprise to other people. Who cares? There are going to be people that don't agree with it. Again, I get something about like people saying things to you or not agreeing with your life changes. And it's like, okay, well, if they're like willing to pay all your bills and be responsible for all the consequences of your life, then sure, let someone else live your life for you. But if the answer is no to what I just said, then yeah, who cares what other people think? With the Eight of Cups, you have the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel you are a little bit held back financially, but at the same time, again, like I just gave you an example here, I kind of get this story where it's like you want to do something, but there's limitations. Like I said, figure skater, no legs, right? And I feel like this is saying, do it anyway. Like I said, I just gave you a bunch of, there's plenty you could do. There's pretty much anything you could do. I think that to get started on something like this, like whatever you're trying to start, most people think like, oh, if I were to start a YouTube channel talking about it, people would have to watch the videos and all this other stuff. I'm like, no. It's like if your end goal is to be a figure skater, right, and you start with the videos, it's like you're just showing the universe that you're serious. What that will lead to, who the hell knows what that will lead to, but probably something better than where you're at right now. So get started on your journey. This whole reading is about starting your journey. Who cares what the end is, like I said earlier. With the High Priestess, you have the Ten of Swords here. Yeah, I do feel like there's been some sort of difficult ending that you're trying to heal from here. I'm actually going to pull a clarifier on that, and I do feel like something is coming to an end. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I feel like you're ending one thing and you're stepping to the on to the next, like I said. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Nine of Swords. You're leaving behind something that isn't working in the first place. So, I feel like pretty simple. You're probably leaving something that just hasn't been working in your life anyway. We're going to pull 5 main themes here, and that's going to be that. You start off with this First Breath, Beginner's Mind card. Literally, I am not surprised by this at all. There's something that you're beginning here, and I feel like a beginner's mind will be best. You have this Two of Wands. So, again, Two of Wands about taking the lead, getting started and making something happen. And you have this Garden of Venus. It says rest and renewal. Yes, get plenty of rest. Drink plenty of water. The list goes on and on there, right? You have the Ten of Wands. I feel like you're picking your responsibilities more. The Ten of Wands is about carrying heavy burdens, but sometimes I think we have too many other people's responsibilities, and that's the problem with the Ten of Wands. I feel like you're being more picky. You have this Ghost Dance card. I feel like you're trusting your intuition more here as well, and that's leading to more success. But I kind of like where this is going. Again, something about this like grand reveal. You like revealing yourself, who you truly are. So love it. Looks really good. Thank you for being here. Thanks for putting up with my voice, and definitely enjoy your week.